You don't actually need a lot of money for your wedding. I mean, it depends on who you are, it depends on what you want, but you just have to be wise planning a wedding.
Hi, it's your girl Hetty Amos.
Hi, what's up? It's your girl Hetty Amos and it's your girl Hetty Amos. Thanks for coming back onto this channel. If today is your first time stepping by, I want to say thank you for clicking to watch this grateful content. And if you're an old sabi, I want to say thank you for always coming back for more. So in today's chit chat with Hetty Amos, as you know, we are going to talk about how to budget for your wedding. Yes, 2020 hit us, most of us losing our jobs, and you know, we had some wannabe wedded people that were hanging in there from 2020. I mean, I was part, but we had our way out and we got married still in 2020, even in pandemic. Yes, I don't know about you, if you're already married or if you're still planning for your marriage or your wedding in 2021 and beyond. I am here for you. I am an African, precisely from Ghana, and my culture come to play when we are planning weddings or marriages. In my culture, the woman is not to help the husband financially during the wedding process. But hey, we are in 2021, this pandemic, you know, you guys are in it together. So budgeting for your wedding is actually a topic that you would have to sit down and talk about. You guys will have to sit down and know how much you guys are willing to use for the wedding, and then if you guys need a new apartment or you guys are in the stage where you guys are getting a new apartment and you have to furnish this apartment, so think about the amount you are willing to put into the wedding and an amount you guys will have to put aside to furnish the place. One thing I believe in is, you know, doing everything together, not apportioning duties to one person. In my culture, it is the guy or the husband who only takes care of the bride price, and then the bridal list. Aside that, anything you can do to help your husband to be is allowed. If it is not even monetary for your gowns, if you can buy your gowns yourself, do it. My husband bought me my gown, and I had to take care of other gowns or other female expenses like their bridal train, their gowns, the kids wear, and all that I'm going to use for myself, my hair and all that. Even though you have to let them know the amount you are using at this side, even though that money is yours as at that time you guys are getting married, but you guys have to communicate so that you know more or less how much you are spending at an area. You guys will have to go do the venue yourself. I mean, we did our planning together and did our coordinating together. We didn't book anyone to do the coordinating. If you want an extra big wedding, that is up to you, but if you want a budgeted wedding for 2021 and then the years that we are going to have, because nothing is guaranteed now in the world that we live in, and I know as the year go by, we are not going to have a lot of invitees at a wedding. You're not going to have more than 300 or 500 people at a wedding, unless in extreme cases. But I know from now going, weddings are going to have like 50, 100, because of this corona is not going to go today nor tomorrow. And for you to be on the safer side, get married and just go live your life. Don't be doing weddings to impress people anymore. Budget to fit what you can afford. Don't budget to impress people, that because at the end of the day, like a glamorous looking wedding doesn't guarantee a successful marriage. What we did, myself, I went onto AliExpress, ordered certain things that I know, I mean, it's a one-day thing that you're going to use. So why spend a lot of stuff? Apart from my wedding gown that my husband bought at an expensive price, the rest of the stuff I had it from AliExpress, of which I have a bridal series in the description box or on app here that you guys can watch. You don't have to spend a lot and you don't have to impress people. As I said, work within your means and come together. You both have to come together and then face your money and then be open that this is the XYZ amount of money you have in your account. He also declares what he has in his account, and you guys give a limit to yourself that, okay, I can at least maybe spend, maybe if I have 10,000 in my bank account, from now to the time we get married, maybe it is 1 year or 6 months. I'm going to work throughout this 6 months, and I might have this why an extra amount of money added onto whatever amount that I have now. So roughly, how much are we willing to spend? And then the fact that maybe you have money or you have the money doesn't mean that you need to spend all of it all for your wedding or for an event. What you guys have to do is know the budget you want for yourself. If you want an extreme wedding, fine. If you want a minimal wedding, a decent wedding, a budgeted wedding that can fit your that can fit your pocket and have a lot of money in your bank account after your wedding, and then be enjoying with your husband, please listen to the ladies. We want to do things that are glamorous. We want to show off. This is not the time to show off, especially in COVID, especially at the time of this economic era where nothing is guaranteed, where you don't know after wedding one will lose his job or her job. You don't know what is going to happen next. If you get a chance to get married today or tomorrow in 2021 or beyond, please do things within your means. Your wedding gown, after your wedding day, you're not going to wear it anymore. Trust me, I don't even remember the last time I went to see my wedding gown. Yes, it costed my husband a lot to buy that for me, but at the end of the day, there are so many sites on so many stores on AliExpress, DHgate, ASOS, and Amazon that you can try and see wedding gowns, or go to outlets to get wedding gowns that are affordable. I mean, don't be sewing extremely fancy wedding gowns that you're just going to use for like 4 hours or 5 hours of your day, because it is of no sense. And you are done with your wedding, you come back home and you don't have enough money to even go on vacation because you spent all of that. I mean, budget for your vacation if you guys have an interest in going for a vacation after your wedding, and allocate an amount of money that you're going to put for your furnishing the house and for your upkeep, going to buy groceries. At least for your first 6 months, you shouldn't run out of money after your wedding. If you budget well, you shouldn't run out of money for groceries. Budget how much you're going to spend on your rent, because anything can happen. For budgeting for wedding, you also have to budget for after the wedding. At least your 6 months or 3 months rent should be put aside. Okay, your groceries and your bills should be put aside, and some money for an emergency. Okay, so if you have these things sorted out, you already planning on finishing the house, you have an amount of money you are using to finish the house, or maybe your guy has already finished his house and you are just moving into, I mean, that is fine. But if you guys have to decorate it together, you also have to think and take into consideration how much you need for the fridge, the sofas, the kitchen, the gadgets, the free. Oh my god, it's a lot. So you also have to budget for that. I have not actually given a figure as to how much you budget roughly, but it depends on your pocket and how much you are willing to spend. And regards to what the lady does, if the lady decides to buy her own gown, it's okay. If your husband decides to buy the wedding gown for you, it's okay. Yeah, the bridesmaids, I purchased their gown myself because I made sure I didn't spend more than 60 or 70 euros for each person, and then I ended up buying like 6 gowns, when in the end we only used like 4 due to COVID because we had to limit the numbers. So try to work within your means, try and find affordable styles online, try and watch YouTube videos on how to find other styles online that is at affordable prices, and don't go for fancy looks. And for your makeup is actually one important thing for your wedding. For the guys, it is their suits and then their shoe, and then they want to look good for their hair. So I mean, the guys too also have a place that they want to have a cool price. You can go to ASOS, get affordable suits for your husband, and then for his his boys or his guys. And for the venue is actually one thing that is most costly. You guys have to even first of all get your venue sorted out, pay some amount, pay some deposit for your venue, and for the venue to let them know exactly what you want. Is it that you want all their services, you want the location, you want their chairs, their tables, their music and everything? Do you have to pay for extra music or extra chairs? I mean, contact or communicate that with your venue. if the venue's price is too much, try and see other affordable places. But the venue is actually one of the most important things to discuss and to work on. I know that the venue is actually going to take, more than, a lot. It's going to take a lot depending on what you are looking at. And secondly, the gown, and also the food. If you have friends, if you have catering people that are your friends, that you can go on a budget with them, and then have a low cut price, and then they'll work within your means. That is fine. There is no sense paying catering people with extravagant food and delicious and over a lot of fancy food, because you want everybody to know that your wedding was lit. At the end of the day, no one cares. Okay, I am here after my wedding. No one is talking about how tasty my food was or how classy. Yes, it's a good memory, but in this year that we are in, we have to save more money than living lavishly. And yeah, for the food, get somebody that will do things at a good rate. If you can get a family member that are good in cooking, why not? Employ them and then buy the foodstuffs for them, and then pay for their cooking and then their packaging and all that. For ushers, find your friends, dress them up. Find people at your church, dress them up in some nice clothes, and let them let them serve for you. And for the officiates, the officiate will be your pastor. If you don't attend any church, it is best you find any pastor, any officiant, to bless it for you. And some you have to pay. If it is your pastor, because you pay tithes at church, so your pastor won't charge you for officiating your wedding. It shouldn't be. Basically, for my wedding, what we talked about, your DJ, how much are you willing to pay your DJ? You should have a range of how much you want to pay a DJ. And then photographers are expensive. Let me tell you, photographers are expensive, because you have to pay. For some, you have to pay differently for photo, like pictures, and for some you have to pay differently for video. And then if you are doing traditional and then white wedding, it's double money if you are doing it on separate days. So I think it would be best to do it on one day, like one Saturday in the morning you do the traditional, and then afternoon you go change out from the hotel, and then you go do the blessing, and the evening it is refreshment, and you guys are done. And then the next day you just go to church and just say thank you to God, and you just move on your regular day-to-day activities. If you use 2 days or like 2 weeks to do a wedding, you're going to go incur extra costs, because all the invitees that came had to go and then return back. It's extra cost and extra work for them. You have to serve them on each day. You have to decorate each day, and then decoration cost is also expensive. So try and see, work with at least 3 or 4 people, and then don't get stuck at one person. If you ask someone of their price list and you think you are not okay, you shouldn't be okay with one person's price list. If you ask me of my wedding price list for my makeup and hair, feel free to ask other people, and then you should ask until you find something that fits your budget. But one thing you should never compromise on, regardless of the price, is your good photography. No matter how expensive photography is, you should invest in good photography. Why do I say so? After the wedding, few years, few time to come, these are the only way to have memories of what happened. Good memories are worth captured, and you want to capture them good. And then you want to have a good memory of your wedding. If you have poor pictures, 10 years from now, you still want to show your pictures to your kids. You want to still show them in your room, paste them around. So invest in good photography, invest in good videos, and then have a great venue, a simple venue, but which is great, but it shouldn't be expensive. But mostly your videos, your venue are going to be kind of expensive, and then the food is also kind of going to be kind of stressful. If you handle the food yourself, or your family is going to handle the food, so you have to be careful, because sometimes you go and buy all the list of the stuff they tell you, and few days to the wedding they're going to be like, oh, we need this, we are short of this. So make sure you buy everything in abundance for them. Or if it is a catering service you are giving them to, let them know your budget. Don't ask for their budget. Even if they give you their price list based on the number of guests you are expecting, let them know, okay, this is my budget. If they are telling you they want to charge you 3,000 for 300 people, let them know, okay, I want a minimal wedding. I am ready to pay 1,500 and nothing more, nothing less. So you negotiate with them, and then they give you, okay, we can take this out of our list, we can take this out, you can take this out, and just give you a simple menu for your wedding. Just work within your means and just don't try and be impressing everybody. I mean, for my wedding, it is my cousins who came to do my wedding. At first, we gave it to somebody else to come and do the cooking and the catering with ushering. And after we had restrictions that we can't even do it at the hall that we booked for, there was no sense actually still going for that woman who is going to charge like 3,000 or 2,005, because we were estimating 300 to 400 guests. If I'm now going to have 100 people, I don't still have to spend that much on food. And my sisters are also caterers, they are into food. I was like, we should give it out to avoid the stress. Listen, if you have friends, if you have family members that can help you with anything, that can help you with sewing something, that can help you with cooking, that can help you with serving, that can help you with moving up and down, please put some work onto them. Let them help you. I mean, don't feel too big that, hey, I want people to handle my wedding day. I want people to handle, I mean, they are all cost, okay? So yeah, from DJing, from your decor people also charge. I remember our decor charge us not less than, we had like 1,500 to 2,000, yeah, 1,500 to 2,000 or so. Yeah, in between 1,500 or 1,000 something, I don't remember. We had to relocate her from wherever she is. She had to drive like 2 cars to come to the location, and she had to sleep over. We had to book her hotel because she had to sleep. We wanted to do the deco on Friday so that we know that everything is set. Then on Saturday she does nothing, and when we are done she packs. We have people who would only come and decorate the place the Saturday, because you have a different venue for church. We had to get everything ready, the engagements and then the church and then the reception, because we're using one day and then one location for it. So we had a different place, a part of the location being used for engagements, a part being used for the church that we did a garden wedding, and then a part where we use for the refreshments. So she had to do everything on the Friday, lock up the place so that everything is intact, and then on Saturday we know everything is done. We didn't want to have stress. So I mean, that place too needs to be talked about, because people can charge high for decor. I don't know what I haven't talked about. So from food, from decor, from the gowns, hotel, try and book your hotel. Try and search hotels online upfront before. My husband searched online upfront before, like 2 months before, and then a month to the day he went to make all payments. What you have to do is you have to get a different room for your bridesmaids if possible, and then a different room for you, the bride, because what I see is bridesmaids and then the flower girls tends to move up and down on the day of the wedding, and if you are not, mentally, or you can't really handle yourself well, you might get angry, you might talk trash to people, and it's your day. You need attention, you need some kind of a huge environment all to yourself. Be calm, and then feel relaxed as the makeup artists work on you and as people are working on you. If you have so many people, the photographer is all in the one room, your girls are all in the one room, the kids are moving up and down, someone steps on your feet, you are all over the place, you might talk trash and you might request. So I mean, my husband booked us 2 different rooms, one for my girls and one for the kids, and then one for the boys and then himself, and then a separate room for our honeymoon or the nights. And that was where I only went to get ready for the wedding. I did the makeup for my girls, I did makeup for myself for the engagement in the morning, did my own hair, I installed my frontal wig, which I have videos on below. As you guys, if you want to watch, you can watch how my day went. And then I practically decorated myself and then did the girls makeup as well. I ordered what I could order online from AliExpress. I ordered certain things from Shein. I have so many bridal videos below you guys can check out. What I'm actually saying is, you don't need to fancy Instagram weddings. You don't need to fancy the weddings you see online. Listen, I mean, people are killing themselves for weddings, and it's just one day, and afterwards you have to end up going and pay going out paying for loans because you took loan for your wedding, and how are you going to pay? Like, I hate debt. Okay, if it's a good debt to set up a business, fine, but going for a loan for your wedding is, I mean, one dumb, like, it's just a dumb thing to do. Never do that. Live within your means. I mean, be real. And for the ladies, calm down. Calm down. I know we ladies like to exaggerate. We want to do good. We just want to look good on our wedding. We want to buy expensive second dresses. Chill, chill, chill. When you start calculating things with your husband, especially when your husband allows you to see the movement of the money and who is taking this, how much each of the wedding vendors are taking, you are going to mellow down. I remember I wanted a lot of fancy stuff because why not? I'm a princess. I work, so I wanted to do flashy things. But as time we're going, and we also had to think about how to take care of the finances in terms of how to decorate and furnish our new apartments, and the bills that were coming, and how we wanted our wedding versus like the amounts of money we also wanted to keep or have in our bank accounts after the wedding, so that we don't run like 0-0. You know, I have businesses, I have business money we could have added, but we just wanted to have monies allocated. You know, resting, your business money is still there. You know, your wedding money is what you are using, and you still have some amount of money in your bank account. It's not like the fact that you have like $50,000 in your bank account means you should spend all of it for your wedding. I mean, do you know couples who end up jobless after their wedding? You never know. Do you know couples who end up, you know, unfortunate and one falls sick? You can go to work. The bills that come is above you, and the location. One will have to be taking bus if you both don't drive. It's a whole lot. So what I'm trying to tell you is live within your means, and then have something simple, cute on your day. At the end of the day, no one is going to mark you for the most glamorous wedding, and glamorous wedding doesn't guarantee happy marriage. I mean, after our wedding we had a lot of money at our hand because, and thanks to COVID, we didn't spend as much as we wanted in June, because we wanted to do it in June, and for June, you know, we had gone for a big hall to contain like 300 to 500 people, but thanks to COVID we had to change location. We went for our money from the old place, went in for a place that took only 100 guests, and you know, we reduced certain things and we were grateful. Okay, it is better to have abundance after the wedding than run short, because getting married and then now paying for a loan you took for your wedding is stressful. Really? How are you going to live? You wake up, you stare at each other. Every month you are being deducted for a loan for a wedding. Never go for a loan for a wedding. If your husband is going to take it, tell him, hello honey, please, yes, I want you to wed me. I want you to marry me. I want to have the best wedding in town. But honey, please, can we invest that money rather? Can we just live within our means? Just be real with yourself that after the wedding, no one cares how much you spend. No one cares. So if you are going into debt, no one is there to help you. And the money you are thinking that will come after the wedding, it depends on who you are. Are you the bubbly type who is always everywhere? And right now people don't go to events. So if you are thinking people are going to come to your wedding and be splashing you money, think twice. Okay, so I end here and I want to say thank you for watching. So these are kind of things to take into consideration when you are budgeting for your wedding. I know 2020 was a hell. If you are, you know, still thinking of getting married in 2021, regardless of corona and the restrictions that are yet to come or not to come, I mean, just stay in the safe side. Consider these things I have talked about and just chill, okay? Because if you show us a lot of pictures, fancy pictures of your wedding and all that, it is just one day, and at the end of the day, you're going to cry for the amount of money you've wasted. It is not like wasted. You've wasted. You've wasted that money on one day. whilst you could have used to even furnish your room. People go for huge weddings and at the end of the next day they don't have a good apartment. Rather invest in your good apartment, rather invest in a mortgage together, rather invest in some portfolios. Like it is better to save, invest than go for loan for a wedding. I mean, that is just my opinion. And for the world we live in, live minimal. You can still look good even in AliExpress styles. And yeah, I proved to you guys that you don't need an expensive wedding, you don't need expensive attire, you don't need expensive brands to use on your wedding day before you feel like a princess. I did my own makeup, I did my own hair, I did my girl's makeup. I ordered styles from AliExpress, I ordered styles from Shein, and I'm here. I'm married, happy with my husband, talking to you guys and letting you know you don't need all of that. You need more money in your bank account to live the life you guys are yet to live together. So thank you for watching. It's your girl Hetty. See you guys in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe. It's your girl Hetty. Amen. So bye.